All right. Thanks everybody for being at Coffee and Art in the Morning. We're now at part 3 for the day. And real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to our little Haley, Deb Boring's granddaughter, Haley, who's been doing awesome artwork. Keep it up, Haley. Keep it up. Because remember, you're the boss of your art. Okay, so Scrap Pat's, Pat Scrap, either way you want to look at, she's Pat Scrap somewhere and Scrappy Pat's in other places, sent me the Sherlock Holmes color book. So I picked a page to start. Now let me qualify this color book from the get go. This is the first page I'm doing in the book, and it's an awesome book. But I am not going to color Sherlock Holmes with the same color suit um, in every single page. I'm not going to color London the same or I'm not going to color it all the same colors. That would be, I would never get through any of these, more than two. So I'm not going to go by any color scheme that may be in the TV show. Okay. Okay. So Dimothy, you have to email me your address. So, is Carrie still here? Or Eileen? Could one of y'all put my email in? I keep that email for those here so that I can keep up with everything because I get tons of emails every day. And so if I don't know where I know you from, it's like, where do I know this person from? So if you're here in Ustream, yeah, live chat, then email me and I'll put you on a list for the art card if Carrie's still here. Thanks, thanks, guys. All right, so again, what I'm going to do, this is very detailed, very, very small little bits of coloring. Now, I usually do not do stuff that's that small, all right? So I do other things to compensate for all the tiny bits. You don't have to go in there with a color pencil or a gel pen or a marker and color every little one of those patterns. You can do it in washes to start with and then pick out details. So I said at the beginning or before I hit record, I think, because this is my third episode for today, is if whatever I don't finish on this page today in the next however long I feel like streaming, I will save that. I won't work on it any longer until the next time I do a color book episode that will continue on this page. So I don't know how far we'll get today, but the little girl with the dog that we did in the fashion book. I think that took 3 episodes or 2.5. So I'm gonna we'll name this one the Sherlock Holmes color book page so that anybody that wants to find it, because I find that people are having a hard time, even though I do put things in playlist, some people still have finding hard time finding certain things. So I want to try to make it as easy for people to find as possible. So this will be part 1 of the Sherlock Holmes color book page. And yeah, so remember, you're the boss of your color book. That's my motto when working with color books. All right, so we've already done, let me see if I can find a dry palette because we've already painted this morning when we did the faux leather journal. And then we did another part showing some my ATC collection, and now we're going to do a little bit of color book page. So I'm going to keep kind of stay zoomed out as far as I am right here for now till I get some washes done, and then we'll might zoom in a little bit more when we hit some details. Okay? Yeah. Again, this is the book that I'm working out of from Scrappy Pat's. It's the Sherlock Holmes, the PBS series version of it. Okay. And I just picked, a few pages in, but the whole book is very, very detailed. Look, see what I mean, Vern? Very detailed oriented. The wallpaper, every bit of it, all even the faces. They give you what this book does essentially is gives you the shadows for you. Okay, so like on his hand, see, it's giving you the shadows. Look at the suit in that one. Okay. So you can kind of get more, it's more, I don't want to say paint by number, but that kind of effect where you color in the areas to, it's already kind of done for you. Like for instance, look at his hand right here. This all would be darker than this. So it's kind of like done a little bit for you. Can I use the hippie sauce as your profile pic? I really rather you not, Miko. Use my art for your profile pictures. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather you not. I mean, I know you give me credit and all that, but I like to keep my profile pics with my own art. And, so I'd rather you not, but, I'm not going to smack you down. I'm not going to throw shade. Let's put it that way, Miko. I won't be throwing any shade. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me find a couple of colors here. And a brush. I'm just going to use a nice little flat brush. Okay, it's dry right now. Again, my hands are all painty from when I did a whole bunch of different shades of brown for the faux leather journal. And I get my brush wet and I damp it off on the paper towel so that it's this, really pretty dry, but it's got some moisture in it so the paint doesn't crust up in it. Okay. So I'm just going to, I had not planned any of this. And again, I don't know what colors everything in every room is in the show. I'm going to make up my own. All right. So I will start just, uh, like for instance, it looks like almost like a tartan plaid, like maybe that's green and red, like throw over the back. So I think I'll just start with a little bit of red, and I'm just going to squeeze out I mean, look, and I probably will use it in other places too, maybe, but I'm going to water it down. So, well, in this case, the brush doesn't matter if it's wet, but if you don't want, if you just want to use the dry brush, then damp out all of the water. What I'm saying is get the brush wet before you start using it. In this case, I'm going to water it down a lot because I want a wash. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to wash over areas and get it colored in. And then I'll go back with color pencil, markers, gel pens, or whatever. Did you talk about a color book called Wandering City? Yes, I have that, Bridgeton. I've colored a page in Wandering City. I'll show that to you in a minute, but let me work on this for a few minutes and then I'll get that one out. So I'm just going to put a wash of the red, and even though I'm going over where the green's going to be, I'll go back over that with color pencil because color pencil will go over the top of acrylic paint. And I did have someone comment on YouTube saying that they're so glad that I showed how you can use a wash of acrylic paint. Again, this is the kind of acrylic paint I'm using. It's Americana. Doesn't have to be Americana, but you want it matte. Matte craft paint. If you use the expensive, nice, which I have, the nice tubed artist grade acrylic paint, it's got a sheen to it. And that will make your color pencil. Now I can't say every single paint, okay, but you're taking your chance when you're using the artist grade because it's got a sheen to it, and that will resist the pencil, the Prismacolor. But just a wash of this, matte craft paint gives it a tooth. Okay, you just got the book. Okay, well, hang on, Bridge. Let me show you, because we don't want you to miss out on that. If you bought the book, you need to see. So Bridgeton Cheryl, BB's mama, is talking about this Wandering City. It's the Moleskin, however you want to pronounce it. Don't email me. Color book, and I've only done one page in it, but it's all a beautiful cityscapes, windows, so you can see how detailed it is. It's kind of like the Sherlock Holmes book as far as detail goes. And I've only done one page, and it's this one. Now, I tried to take a photograph of it and post it, and I did take a picture of it and post on Facebook. And this is mostly gel pen. Metallic gel pen does not photograph well. It just the you see all the little pen marks when it's photographed, but like when I'm looking at it right now, even when I tilt it, I do not see pen marks. But when you photograph it, the photography picks up pen marks that you don't see when you color. So what I'm saying is when you want to use metallic paints or gel pens, don't be afraid to do that because of what it looks like when I photographed it. Because it doesn't look like that when you do it. You don't see the pen marks in person. But the metal does not, gold, silver, copper, does not photograph well. And then these are stickles. I did all the jewels in red glitter stickles. Again, that's not showing up very well unless I capture, try to get it. There we go. That one right there. You can see. So those are red glitter stickles. But that's the only page that I've done in there, Bridgeton. But yeah, so just so that you can remember. All right. So again, I'm not trying to get this bright red because what I'll do, let me go ahead and dry this just to show you this little bit. So you always want to make sure when you use any kind, whether you're using Neocolor 2, water-soluble crayons, ink tints, color pencil, watercolor pencils, watercolor, wash down acrylic, whatever you're going to use that you're going to end up putting color pencil on top, you got to make sure that's dry. Your Prismacolors, or even more expensive, whatever kind of pencils you use, I use Prismacolor for the most part, will not go over wet paper. Okay, so you got to dry that. So I'm just going to dry this real quick just so I can give you a little example right here. And you can tell it's dry when it's no longer cold. Okay, that's Bridget, that's all right. You're so funny. Oh my gosh. I won't repeat that. Okay, so let me just get I got a couple color pencils here because I didn't think we'd get to this stage today, but let me get where's a green? I want a kind of we'll use an olive green. So I got an olive green and a red. So I'm not to the stage where I want to zoom in yet for real close work, but I'll just kind of show you here. Okay, so for one thing, they've already got a lot of the shadows already lined out for you. So, but I just want you to see how you can go right over. See, I'm going right over the top of the wash. Okay, so I might do a little bit of a red area here. This will probably be darker, behind him here. So I'm just going to do a little tiny section because I'm holding the book up in the air and I'm really not getting any good pressure holding it up. And then like the green, go do this a plaid. And I could do this with a gel pen too, or a marker. Okay, so I'm just going to do the plaid, just a bit of it right here, right over the top of that red. So my point is you don't have to go in there and paint in every little area with. You can just do a wash and then go back over the wash and start shading. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more over here, a little darker right on that fold. And then maybe even get a dark brown. Oh, here's a purple, that'll work too. And then, even have darker areas that in the folds. So just so you can kind of see, I hope. So can you kind of see that? I hope I wasn't getting out of frame too much. Then you can start going in here with details. Okay. And because the paint's given it a tooth, it's real easy to go over where you've did the wash. You use your watercolors and pencils. Yeah, same. You can do the same thing. You don't have to do acrylic paint. Watercolors will be fine, but make sure they're dry. Okay, so you can see with the dark how I'm going in there with some of the shadowed areas. And you can take as much time as you want on these kind of details or not. Just depends on how much time you want to take. Okay, and you just do the whole thing like that, and you can't even see right there, but that's olive green on the stripes, you know. I was trying to make it kind of like a plaid look, like a throw, Okay. All right, so let's go back to some washes. All right, so do I want his chair? Maybe I want his chair green, an olive green with, I don't know what color little designs, because I'm just going to start with the wash. Trying to make it kind of look like a, study. I'm not going to do a pink chair, although, could be sitting in some place where you're sitting in a pink chair. Um, yeah, you like the wash technique too? Yeah, good. Thanks. Thanks, Angie Bell. All right, so now I just got a tiny bit of the olive. I'm just going to make a wash out of it. So I'm just going to go over the whole chair. His arm's on a newspaper. But even if I accidentally went over something in a color, trust me, you can get over that with a pencil. Like if I accidentally got green on the newspaper, I can still go over it with a tan. So I'm just going to color the whole chair. And you do gonna have to kind of look at where you're going because everything kind of does run together, like the leg of his pants. You got to kind of decide where the leg of his pant is and where the chair is. And also, don't worry about if it starts to get like a watercolory look. That also gives it more like dimension, more depth. When you might have, that, see how it's kind of dark in areas and light in others. But when you go over that with the color pencil, it just gives it more dimension when you have that look. So kind of keep it that watercolory look. Now, on the faces, I usually only use, and the same thing when I do my portraits, I only use color pencil, but that doesn't mean you can't put a wash of like a flesh color or something on the face. I just usually just use just color pencils on the faces, but whatever works for you. You're the boss of your color book. Uh, all right, so let's just kind of looking around like behind his leg there. That's probably going to be part of the chair. And there's no in particular place that you can start. You can start on his shirt. You can start on her dress. Oh, let me kind of, I am zoomed in, so I want you to be able to see. And it's just, barely hardly any paint, kind of just a watercolor consistency. Okay, where's the chair? Over here is under this arm. Again, because there's so much detail in the clothes and everything, this is, you're picking out a little bit more detail than you normally would in just a plain adult color book. It's a little bit more uh, detailed. All right. But I want to try to get as much of the washes done, and then we'll see how far we get with any kind of detail. And then some things like, for instance, the little balls here on the, here, or the cane, you don't have to do a wash on everything. If it's tiny, like that cane is going to end up being just pretty much color pencil anyway, or the newspaper, or let's say, I don't know, anyway, you don't have to put a wash on everything is what I'm saying. You don't have to put a wash on everything. That's the best. Oh, thanks, Ember. Ember's Red Rose, thank you. She said I have the best tips. Thank you. But you see how just having some light and some darks already gives it some kind of dimension. So then when you go in here and want, like if I did gold, let's say I went in here with a gold gel pen on top of those little things, or even a light lime green, or a different shade of green, or even a dark green. If I left all of this just like that and just did the little designs in dark green with maybe just a little shading around the edge, that would be enough. Shade under his arm there, a little darker under the leg. You don't have to go in there and do every single little thing with a pen, pencil, or marker because it'll take a while. I mean, you can. All right, so the rug. Let's see. I think I want the rug. Maybe let's do a brown and a sienna. Let's do like that orange, kind of orange, uh, uh, kind of a sienna brown orange base. Okay, so I'm just you can see I put out very little. See how little that is? How little paint. And I'm just going to do a wash. And then maybe I'll do some of the bookcases too. But I want this rug. I'm going to try to get in the crevice there. The rug she's standing on, I think I'll do it some kind of a leopard look. So I'm just going to start with maybe this orange color. Maybe it's as, I don't know, they had, before everybody started wiping out all the animals, people had rugs with different, real animal rugs. But let's just say it's a faux animal rug. Okay. So I'm going to just do this throw rug. Start with this color. And you got to kind of decide where you're going with it. It kind of looks like there might be a center area. I'm just going to color the whole thing this color. Kind of decide where the pattern goes later. Or if that's all part of the rug. Or if it's floor and rug. Dede's. Oh, thanks, Flint. That's sweet. I try, guys. I try to just tell y'all, talk it out in my head, what's in my head, so that whether it's helpful or not, that's what's going on. That's what's going on up there. Uh, okay. Then you probably want to put something, if you're not careful, if you're, kind of careful, but otherwise you don't want this, sticking pages together. And again, don't be taking a lot of water and scrub, 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 because you're going to rub, this is thin paper. Okay, it's not going, well, it did a little bit right there, the water. I got a little too much water right there. But by the time I do the back side, doesn't bother me, but you do want to be careful. Every color book is different. And every color book, let's see, what has he got? Some kind of, oh, that's a chair there. Okay, so there's a chair like sitting on the carpet there. Every color book's different, and so you got to kind of be aware of how much water or how much whatever you're using can go through. Okay, so there we go. So there's the base coat of the rug. There's a chair there. Let me get out, I think I'll get out a couple shades of brown. Let's see. Where's my dark brown? Let me just get out this dark brown. Because we got some furniture here. So I'll probably just start with the base coat of some dark brown. You can make different color furniture. Maybe let me move my camera up just a little. Because I keep getting off of, thanks guys. I keep getting the camera, moving it toward me. And it gets off camera. All right, so I'm just going to get a little bit of the brown here. You can see how little brown I got. Just a dab. And very, very little. Okay, so I think I'll do this chair here. Then if you want, after it's dry, you can go in there with a color pencil and put in some wood grain. Or, just depends on how much time and how much effort you want to put in every little thing. But this is a way for you to get a lot covered. And again, you don't have to wash over everything, but this is a way to get a lot covered in a shorter period of time, and it makes you feel like you've accomplished something while you're doing the details. Because especially something like this page, it's going to take a lot of time. Right? It's going to take a lot of time to do all those details. So if you've got a wash of something going on, especially something kind of this complicated, you at least have a direction, right? So like I'm going to go ahead and do the bookshelf and the probably do this wallpaper. And I'm just using a generic brown right now. Not all the wood would probably be the same, like around the frames, and it'd probably have maybe some different kind of wood, maybe even some gold leaf frames or something, which you can still do, but it gives me an idea where I'm going. You see what I mean? Know what I mean, Burn? So even though this is a dark brown wood that I'm doing now, that doesn't mean it has to stay this brown. I can add another red brown, a yellow ochre brown, or even a deeper dark brown. So, but um, it's just giving me a map to go with. Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I get nice comments from y'all here and on YouTube. Hubster goes, "Oh, well, that was a nice comment." And I'll say, "Oh, listen to this one. This is so sweet." Especially like when mom was visiting, I've got quite a few comments from people that say, "Oh, I miss my mom. You're so lucky to be able to, hang out with your mom." And those kind of comments, when I really like mean something to me. I mean, not that they all don't, they all do, but when you talk about someone's mom, you're getting there. You're getting the heartstrings. Yeah, it does. Just laying down some. Let's see. I think that's a window right there. The window pane. I'm thinking that might be outside right there. So this is wood right here, like the outside, maybe the outside of the house, or it could be a bookshelf. I guess you can make it either one you want it. But it's wood right here, whether it's the outside of the house or a shelf. Maybe it's a shelf. I think I'll go with shelf. I'm going to go with shelf instead of window. So I'm going to do all this behind her here. And again, you got to just kind of judge for yourself what some of these areas are if they're that complicated. Again, I don't have to go in here with a wash on all this. I'm just making it easy on myself to find areas. Kind of see? And see how I'm not keeping it all like flat. I'm making it look that watercolory look because that gives it more depth when you add the pencil on top. All the black and white sometimes blocks me from starting. Yeah, when you just do a wash on something, it gets you going, right? It gets you off the freeze. Oh my gosh, where do I start? Or anything like that. And again, even let's just say I got some of the brown on her hair and she's gonna have gray hair. You can still go over it. So it just gets rid of I guess the fear. The fear. Okay, so I'm bending it up here. All right, so what else? Okay, let's go back over here. And if you're maybe the architecture in your world, these are all painted white. Maybe it's white beadboard and white. Uh, it's not brown. I'm just thinking of this as a man's study, and real. You know, that's just how I want it to be. This is behind the books. And I just like to take my time and enjoy the process, even though sometimes I do kind of rush through when we're doing streams because, I try to get in as much as I can. I'm just going to do the bookshelves here. And I'm just barely picking up any paint and water over here. But you start to see also the concept on how this will help some of us, my new artist friends, to pick up a paintbrush. Yes, Trina, for sure, because it's just cheap craft paint, but you could also use watercolors or whatever. All right, let's see. I wonder, it looks like they might have some draping behind that picture. I'm going to do the wall here. I'm going to do it all like a wood paneled room. Got a little something there. And then maybe have some draping over here behind the picture frame. I don't know. We'll just get it started anyway. There's some kind of a lamp right there. Okay. And some kind of maybe that's a picture for, let's just do a little bit of wood, an idea of wood around the frame. Right there. And right there. Okay. Have another color wood in there or something. Here's another frame. Maybe that one's gold. You broke out your giant sketchbook again. Oh, good. Hmm. It looks like a lamp behind his head. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little orange and brown, just to make it a little bit different color brown on this frame. Different color wood on that frame. And maybe behind here, I don't know. I'll just kind of go with kind of a red brown behind there. Maybe it's some paneling or something. Maybe there's a secret panel behind that picture. And then I think I'll do the same thing with maybe, no, I don't want to do that yet. Let's see. All right, let's go back to the brown again because I'm going to continue down here under the, where it's coming straight down here. And then maybe just a different shade of kind of a brown under there on the wall, or like the bookcase back there. And you can start shading in all that later. All right, this looks like a part of a fireplace, maybe? No, because there's the wallpaper. So we'll just continue on with the wood right there. Okay, so got that kind of wood, all that wood area. There's some plants back in there, but it still looks like they're sitting on a shelf. Again, you don't have to do all this fussy painting, washing when, if you don't want to. You can do that with color pencil too. But I like to get as much as I can because it just gives me a map. All right, so again, I'm not sure how much of this is the wall. You got to just kind of imagine what it could be. That might be some kind of bookcase over there. I think I'm just going to go with, again, I'm going to go with more brown. I want the whole thing to look like a wood uh, paneled room, right? Wood paneled room. But I can shade each of those planks different, like shadow them. But I just want to get it in there. Might be a gray marble floor. I don't know. And then there's something else sitting right there. Okay. I think I'll carry that up to right there. Maybe that looks like a window behind her because it's a totally different page. I can't, it's not like continued on this side. So it's kind of like you make it up what you see over there. All right, let's go ahead and let's see. Maybe he has, now he's probably not wearing blue jeans, but maybe, I don't know. You can have him wear whatever you want, but I think I'm going to have him. Looks like he has on a little light jacket there. It's not a suit. It might be a sweater. I can't tell. But you can make it whatever you want, right? So let's have him maybe have like a navy sweater and some dark brown pants. I don't know. Again, if you watch the show and you know the colors of everything, and and every episode might be referring to certain episodes, you could if you want to get exact. Right now, the main thing I'm trying to do is not have anything the same. Like I don't want his sweater green and the chair green, because you're gonna, then you're gonna say, well, where's the chair end and where does the sweater begin? So anyway, I'm just gonna do a cardigan. And again, all the little shadows I'll go in there with color pencil. Yeah, Sarah's, I don't know if she's already found a house and they haven't moved yet, but yeah. And then he has some kind of a shirt, kind of another shirt under the jacket, looks like. Turtleneck under there. So that might be another color. Maybe I'll make that like white or gray. That. Do some, let's do a, where's my dark gray? Where's my graphite gray? Whoops, sorry guys. I want blue, where's my graphite gray? It's black, where's my gray? There's zinc gray, well that'll be okay. I just want a gray. Do some shoes. Do the shoes a wash of gray here, a brown gray. Okay. And let's go with the light gray. Just, I'm just putting out like just a, look how little paint it's taking. Oh, that looks like a lot when I, look how, there. It's just a fingernail full. It's very little. So I hope y'all kind of getting some, even if you're not doing the Sherlock book or like the Outlander, the Game of Thrones, all of those are very like this. They're very detailed and it just makes it easier, in my opinion, to start with a wash of something. Okay. I think I want this area back here to be a darker brown too. Oop, picked up some green. Well, that's probably not a bad thing. I just got to be careful not to get it too wet because it will go through. Okay. Maybe I'll put a little bit of that green over here behind the rug. Just a little bit. There. Okay. Are we getting somewhere? Okay. It takes a while, guys. All right, hang on, guys. My chat froze up. Hang on, let me scroll. I missed some questions. We'll have to do background. Craft paint will be so much cheaper. They're starting. Okay, they're starting the house of appraisal next week. Okay. Bye, Sammy. I missed her. My chat froze, locked up for a minute, so I missed saying bye to Sammy. All right. So now I think on the wallpaper, I'm thinking I might kind of want that. They almost kind of have a peacock feather pattern look. So I'm wondering if I want that in a blue with a lot of green because he's got his green chair. Of course, nothing has to match, especially like these older, Victorian looking, very ornate type houses. They could be, that could be any kind of wallpaper. But I think I'll mix up a little bit of the same kind of blue and a little bit of gray that's in his jacket. I want a very light blue. No, you know what? I think I'll do more of a green. Let's go with more of a, I don't want turquoise. I don't want any brights. Let's just go with like a teal that just has a touch of blue in it. Just putting out a drop. Because then that way I can add a little bit of peacockness to it. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to cover all the wallpaper, the whole thing. Not going to try to paint in any details yet. Just a wash. Because then we'll go in with just a, indication of, you don't have to paint every single one of those. Unless you want to. Again, you can do whatever you want. You can take, 3 years to paint a page if you want. I'm going to make it kind of around his head so he really stands out. A little crusty something there. A crusty bit, Paula. Ho-ho! Okay, so you're welcome, Some Kind of Magic. Thanks for being here. Good luck on your homework. Or work hard, I should say. It doesn't really need luck, it's more work. Okay. Let's put a little darker right under the picture frame. There we go. All right. And then there's a little bit of wallpaper right along here. Now I will put, let me go ahead and put a little piece of wax paper under there. Because I'm going to go like literally right off the edge. So I'm going to go in here with the wallpaper again. We'll dry it. Well, I want to get to a little bit of detail, but it does take a while, guys. I'll rush a little bit, but not, Again, you're the boss of your color book. All right. That's wallpaper all along, right along the border there. All right, do I see any more wallpaper? No. I'm not sure what that is back there. Could be a window. Maybe that's what I'll paint it as. I'm just going to go in here with some gray, like a wash of gray, just to cover up the whole area back there, which could be a window. We'll put some blue on it, like maybe. And then maybe that's some bushes outside if you're looking out the window. Let's put some green back there, like you're looking out the window. Something like that. All right, let's see what color I want. Is that a crusty bit? What is that? I guess it is. Let me lock my chat in again. Okay, so that's probably a lamp up there. Maybe some gold something in there. Let's just use some yellow ochre for now. Where I might want to go over it with some, there's more crusty bits. Where I might want to go over it with some gold or not. Or just color it in. So color some of these bits back here. Probably a lamp, on the portrait. Okay, that looks like another little lamp there. And then the books, you can do a few in different colors. I might just do a little bit of yellow ochre. Let's do a couple of green ones. Have a little shadow. Maybe a couple of things there. And again, you can go in here with color pencil and define each book with a little bit more individual color. I'm just going to block them in. The pages, let's do them like a gray. And I'll probably, shadow in those, but they'll probably have some kind of gray. Maybe one has a little bit of a tan color. Looks like some kind of cloth sitting there. Could be a clue. Let's see. Let's do a couple of blue ones. I just want to get essence of book covers until I go back with color pencil. All right. This might be very boring. I don't know. It could be very boring. But you see, it's just a little bit of random colors in there. Came together fast, you think? I don't know. Not real fast. Okay, again, I'm not sure that could be another panel of something. Could be a piece of art. I don't know. Can just I guess you just gotta kind of some of these little undefined areas. You just gotta kind of imagine what they could be. Maybe there's some nice blue glass in the cabinet. That could be some other something something. Maybe there's a little bit of a red kind of glass behind there. I'll just go with some dark green because I'm not sure if it's another piece of furniture. Not sure what that is. Could be anything. All right, let's go with the dress. Well, she'll probably have some sensible gray shoes on. It looks like she has hose, but I don't think. I think it's just the way they shadowed it. But it almost looks like she has hose on with. Okay, let's see. Maybe she'll have on a dark purple. Like maybe it's kind of like. Well, it looks like it might be a summer dress. I was thinking like a tweed. Let's put on a tweed. Oh, thanks, Juju. Put dark purple, you know. Let's cause just to have something different, just to bring some color into it. You know, I'm gonna make it whatever I want, just to make it like I want it to stand out. All right, so I want to get a little bit of dark purple and a little water. And I'm just gonna color the whole dress in the purple, and it's gonna be a darker purple than this when I actually go to put color pencil on it. Because I wanted a dark purple, I think. But can't tell if, well, I'm just going to make it a long sleeve. I can't really tell if she's got it pushed up or if it's a short sleeve, but I'm going to make her sleeve go farther down like that. Questions? Yeah, it does cut the time down in half to color a page, doesn't it? It does. I mean, one of these complicated ones. It really does cut the time down. Now, again, you know, we're supposed to be doing it because it's relaxing and you enjoy it. But to me, if I have to spend, because you know, paint all the time, all day, you know, in portraits and color pencil, and if I had to spend a week on one page, it wouldn't be fun to me. So you have to, you know, if that's all you're doing to relax is just a color book page every now and then you probably want to spend a lot of time, you know, getting in there and, you know, but uh, if you're doing a lot of other stuff, then, you know, you probably don't want to spend weeks on just one page, right? You don't have that patience for that kind of coloring? Yeah. Yeah. It would take some patience to do all that. Again, some of this stuff I don't even know what it is back there, so it's a pattern something, so we'll shade it and pattern it, whatever it could be. Maybe there's some more trees out that window. Okay. This looks like some kind of a lamp, but I'm not sure. We'll make it like a little lamp shade. Let's just do it kind of just do some kind of color there. A little bit more on the books. Some kind of cloth right there. I'm not sure what it is. Let's make it red. Let's make a little bit of a red cloth back there. Not sure what it is. It could be a dusting cloth or it could be a clue. I don't know. All right, so we got pretty much everything done. Maybe a little bit of, let's put a little yellow ochre in that frame, like it's behind those. Those are pictures in a picture frame right there. Some portrait there. Let's put some dark blue. Let's put a dark blue behind the face. And again, when it gets this tight in little areas, you don't feel like you have to get in there with the brush. Get in there with your pencils, you know. You don't have to wash everything with acrylic or watercolor or whatever. And then maybe he's got on a brown suit or browner. Let's get that a little. The picture there. And maybe he's got some gray hair. Oh, got some. Let's put some gray hair on him. And let's put her some gray hair. Again, you can make these people be the same person in every page if you're like really wanting to color the exact person that's in the show, or mix it up, you know, mix it up however you want. Because I tell you, if I had to color the same person in the same outfit 10 times, it wouldn't it's not happening. I bought Prisma Scholar pencils instead of Premier by mistake, other than the price. One will be more blendy, I think. The Scholars are not going to be as soft and blendy, but you can still use them. You know, I think Paula did a little bit of a review on the Scholars. They're just not going to be as soft as soft. Okay. All right. So other than their skin, which let me go ahead and hit this with the heat gun. I got all these little bits of paint left over from when we did the, sitting here from when we did the faux leather thing. So let me put some of these back so I have room. Move these metallics up there because I'm running out of space to even get to my heat gun. Blue. And I have them kind of in colors. I got all the reds together and all the greens and browns and grays. Let's see, although this purple, just drop that in there. Let me wipe that off. I've got some paint on one of the, let's see. Okay, there we go. Now I have some space to get to the heat gun. Hi, Carchick. Yeah, we've been here since 8:30. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. We'll probably end up being here about 5 hours, another 30 minutes or so. And again, I'm not going to work on this page until we do another color book page. Oh, let's move BB. BB doesn't get paint on him. So, we'll do it a two-parter or whatever. Make sure it's perfectly dry, and it does wrinkle a little bit, especially these thinner pages. But by the time you get all the color pencil on and you do the back side, believe me, they'll lay it flatter than you think they will. They will when you get both sides done. But it doesn't bother me to have a little bit of wrinkle, okay? It's still a little couple of wet spots there. If it feels cold, then it's not dry. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to take a light peach color. I think I put most of my pencils away. I got to get out my pencils because I cleaned up. Just get a couple of peach color, a white, a gray, a blue, a black, cream. Where's my black? Is it right here? All right, so we'll go with this for now. Just a few colors. I'm not going to get too involved in the shading at this point. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to try to zoom in. Move my coffee cups, my lists. Let's zoom in a little. All right, let's see what we can do here, guys. Let's lighten it up just a little. Okay. How's that? That looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. All right, my sharpener over here. Sharpen a couple pencils. And maybe the gray and the blue for her hair. Just work on a little bit of a section. I need a purple for her dress. A couple purples. Is that purple? No, it's not purple. I need a lilac. Where's my lilac? All right. All righty. Hey, Barb. All right, so I'm going to have to just remember to slide this up and down so that we're under the camera. All right, so I think we'll start on, let's do a little, let's get back up. Beep, beep, beep. All right, so I'm just going to do a nice, just plain, this is just light peach. And I'm just going to color the whole face with the light peach. Could have done this also with the, a wash. But, and there's her hand, her legs. I don't know if she's wearing some kind of hose or not. I'll just go with peach. She's probably wearing some kind of, stockings. But, all right, same thing for him. I'm going to do his hand. I'm just putting a coat of light peach over the whole thing because it's tiny. Okay, his other hand over here. There we go. Now we got their skin base coated in. Do a backup. Yes, I did do a backup beep. All right, so now the purple. Okay, so here we go. We can start in some of the shadows. Again, you see how they've given you lines to help you, right? So, and you don't have to follow them exactly, but it helps if you don't really know where to go. All right? Those will probably be the very darkest, but that doesn't mean that has to be the only shading you do. Just because you got some dark folds in the fabric here doesn't mean that has to be the only places that you shadow. All right, so for instance, here's the wrinkles. That's the front of her dress around there. Let's get a little bit. I'm going to fill in most of these darker shadows just to show you. She's got a wrinkly kind of a collar thing there. It's probably some kind of a tie, a bow, a silky bow in the front. Okay, so I'm going to do all the folds in the fabric here. But I want to show you, you don't have to leave it at that. But there's all the ones that they gave you, right? I guess I don't need to keep picking it up. Just got to keep doing this. Dede, have I seen it? Only bits of it, Sarah. My favorite Sherlock is Jeremy Brett Sherlock's, the British ones, but with Jeremy Brett from the 80s. Those are my favorite. Love those Sherlocks. I don't get into this one as much. That's just me. Are you trying to tell me I'm coloring something wrong, Sarah? That's probably why you're mentioning it. But I remember, I'm not going to color every page the same, even if they're wearing the same outfit through the whole book. Don't make me color it. Don't make me color it the same every page. Because I'm not going to do it. Okay. All right, Sarah. Thank you. All right. Sarah took back. She's beep, beep, beep. Not the series. No, I've not watched it. Like just seen bits of it. But I love me some Sherlock. But Jeremy Brett is my favorite. Okay. So what I was going for here is that's like your darkest, but don't leave it. Where's my other purple? I had another purple here. Wait a minute. What do I do with it? I leave it in a box. Here we go. He was the best. Hey, Bev. Yes, I'm the boss of my Sherlock Holmes color book. I'm just teasing you, Sarah. Don't email me. No, I know you wouldn't. Okay, but I want some other shades of purple too, right? Okay, so you don't have to just go with just that one. Like there could be multiple shadows around those folds. Okay, hey girls. If you're watching the recording, we're all just teasing each other. Just teasing each other here. Uh, they brought bring the that Sherlock Holmes in the 21st century, yeah. But it's just I don't know. It's just not the same. Just not the same. Leave me my illusions of the real Sherlock Holmes. I'll get around to watching it. I'll get around. I get around to watching most things eventually. You know. Um, but you see how that other color purple now? I didn't just go with just the ones that they gave me to color. I'm adding my own. You see? Add more. You just like the actor, right, Sarah? You can't fool me. Yeah. Looks like Carrie. I think that she's a Whovian, but I'm just wondering. There's just certain Who's that she likes better. And there is a Doctor Who color book like this, very detailed. I think Carrie has that one. I don't know if she's still here, but very detailed. I don't know if she's colored in it yet or not. Okay, so there you go. See how it started to shade a little bit of the dress? You can put a few, whatever. If you wanted to, we could even make, oh, you know what? I think I'll do that. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to add something to this. Just give me a minute. Let's finish coloring and then we'll do something else. All right. I'm inspired now. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take, I think I'll take white and kind of just do a little bit of blending out. Make the if she was going to be in tweed or something, I could do like let me show you. Some of the other pages I worked on, one of them's for Paula from the copies out of the, and I had somebody message me on um, on YouTube. Oh, you tore those pages out of the book, and then later on said, "Oh, I see. You copied them." So they kind of freaked out that I tore pages out of. Yeah, Carrie says David Tennant. Um, they thought I tore pages out of the Look fashion book, but I made copies because I'm sending some to Paula. So let's see if it'll focus. See how close I am in there. But I wanted to show here, like, see, I try to do a tweed like kind of pea coat, kind of a tweedy look, and then that's some white Posca pen dots to make that look fluffy. Then here's a jean jacket. Let me just kind of lay it down. I don't even need to put it up to the camera. So you can see her. I put some freckles on her. And then jeans, some little like jewel stud things. And the zipper I did with little lines of metallic silver pen. And this girl is the one I'm working on now. She's going to have purple hair and green eyes. I don't know what color her clothes are going to be yet, but I'm still working on her skin. So those are other ones that I'm working on. I really like the jean jacket. That's really like that. So, all right, so back to what I want to show you here, I want to do on her dress is let me just kind of take a minute to kind of blend in her. I got to keep remember to stay under camera because I'm so zoomed in. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of blend in some of the white just to give it, I still want it, it's still purple, but it's just a little blendy. And if I go too light on some areas, I'll just go back in there, with some of the darker. And you just go back and forth. Again, I don't spend near the amount on a color book that I do on my portraits. I can pretty much whip these color book pages out in a few hours. Or a couple hours. I spend a little bit more time than that on my portraits, although I do kind of rush through the ones that I do. And I don't want to say I rush through them because I go faster than I normally do, but I still want it to be quality. But when I do the portraits of the YouTube shout outs, I do them a little faster than I would normally. But that's because I'm trying to get them done on one show, right? Rather than multiple episodes, even though sometimes they've gone more than one. But I try to get them done in one. I've already got the next person picked out. So I'm just going back and forth between the white and the purple, just kind of blending this in. Because I'm trying to kind of hurry the dress because I want to show you what I'm going to do with it in a second. I got the next person picked out for next Monday, if all goes well and, the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, as we say. I'll be doing that next Monday. You wear dresses. You mean the other one, Miko? Oh. By the time I see some of the chat, it's, we've moved on to the next sentence. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is just get a little bit of kind of a silky look dress. But here's what I want to show you that you can do. That's her hand right there tucked under, so, not coloring that yet. But what I want to show you that you can do, and I did this quite often in the, hang on, Doolers Anonymous book. Let's put a few more little, wrinkles or something there. Can have a few extra wrinkles. Is add your own patterns and designs to things. Like in this case, the chair's already got a pattern, but you can add more if you wanted to. So I'm going to add a little bit more of this kind of a lavender. Let me just put a little bit more lavender on here. And then I'll go back over that with the white. I just want a little bit more color in her dress. Have to wake up early so you can catch it from the beginning. Well, I try to, I do pretty good to record and upload everything. But I know it's more fun to be here and chat with everybody. But at the same time, I don't get to watch many live shows myself. A lot of them, like Paula, for instance, she streams at night. She doesn't start till 8:30, 9 o'clock, up until, sometimes midnight. I just don't make those. I have to watch the recordings. Or, just for time wise, there's so many people I want to watch. Sandra streams during Survivor, so she knows that ain't happening. Although Mom did watch some of Zandra's before she had to stop and pack. She did watch some of Zandra's show that Wednesday night. She loves Zandra's cards that I have here. Okay, so there we go. So that'll be enough for now because I just want to kind of show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a marker. Let me get a purple here. I don't know which purple I want. This one or this one. Test out. Let me test them both out with a piece of scrap paper here just to see which one I want to use. Probably that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the purple water-based, as long as you let it sit for a minute. I mean, if I put it on right now and then just smeared it right off, it'll smear right off. But if you let it sit there for just a minute, these kids' Crayola Super Tip water-based markers are fine. I'm going to take that and a Posca pen. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make our own pattern on our dress. So I think let's just do a little floral thing. Like let's do, I don't know, let's do maybe 3 little dots and a white in the center. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do little, kind of like a little triangle of dots. And then I'll put a white center. Now remember, when things go into the folds and things, you might only see one of those dots. So if you want it to look kind of realistic, you want to make sure that you account for folds and things. So you might not see but 1 or 2 dots on a fold, right? So they're all not going to be consistent when you put them on there. So just kind of, don't worry about getting it too perfect. Just kind of go with it. How the wind picked up out there. It got cold. It was in the 70s like last week, and it was in the 30s now. Might have warmed up to the 40s. See, I'm doing a pattern. And they'll be closer together where there's folds. They'll probably maybe even overlap because there's wrinkles there, so the fabric is condensed, Bye, Bridgeton. Hey, wait. Bye, Bridgeton. But for those that are on YouTube and commenting, thanks so much over there. Thanks for commenting on my YouTube, and especially, when y'all say nice things about Mom and Ken and my daughters and the family. I mean, it's just really sweet. I appreciate it. And all the subscribers, thanks so much. See? Bye, BB. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that down here too, but let me just take a second to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little white, just one little white dot in the center of each of those little triangles with an occasional one here and there where it might have got in the fold of the fabric. All right, so let me show you this to that. See? Whoops, I keep forgetting I don't have to pick it up that far because I'm so close. See the little white dots in the middle? So you can add your own little patterns to things in your color book. Just because it's a plain, solid fabric or whatever, that's what I did a lot of in the Doodlers Anonymous. I add my own stuff because, you're the boss of your color book. All right, so maybe there's one down here, maybe one kind of back in there. Thanks. Yeah, so you can just make your own, right? So again, this this is the kind of stuff that it makes it your own color book page. Makes you the boss of the color book page. It could have been stripes. I could have done stripes. I could have done, dots, just big polka dots or anything. And again, where the fabric folds, you probably have a few extras in there because, you know, they're folded in. I'm just dotting it with the tip. These are the super tips. And what's nice about them, other than they're Crayola and they're cheap, is you can do dots. You can get a nice big fat line, or you can get kind of like a midline. Now they don't blend like Copics. They're water based and they're kids crayon markers. So don't expect to get these and have them act like a Copic. All right. But the thing about these is you can use them in pretty much your color books without them sinking through. Whereas your alcohol based, they're not, whether it's Sharpies, Copics, whatever kind, they're going to be going through these thin pages. This is thin. I mean, it feels a little thicker now that I've got all the wash on there, but they're thin. All right, let's see. Let's add a few more in here. Have a couple along the edge. That always makes it look more real too when you got things, going around the edge. All right, so there's without the white. Now we're going to add the white dots. You can use a gel pen too. I'm really liking my little Posca white pen. Mom said she's going to order her some for her color book too. And there's all different colors of the Posca paint pens. I like the white because everything else I can pretty much accomplish with, markers, color pencil. But the white pen just makes it easier. Whether it's a Sharpie poster, paint pen, or a whatever. Okay. All right. Let me do her hair. Let's see, I think she's going to have gray and blue. Where's my other gray? Might be too green. Oh, we'll go with it. Let's go with the light color first. Just put a little touch of blue and then a little touch of the gray in those where they give you the lines to shade from. And we'll go in there with a white pencil and blend it out. Not a lot of detail here, just, get the idea. She has gray hair. The Posca pens, water-based, do you get them from Jet Pens? Yes, you can get them from Jet Pens. They're like, and there's all colors too, but I haven't tried any of the other colors. Someone gifted these to me, the white Posca, but Mom's ordering them from Jet Pens. I think they're like $1.50, $2 or something like that. And they're free shipping. I think Jet Pens has free shipping in the U.S. So yeah. But you get those at you can get them at Jet Pens. So just kind of coloring in blending out her hair a little. And you can use your Poscas too for like, I'll just put in some white here and kind of just, add a little bit of extra bright white and to make it look like more like hair in there. Okay. And just, play with it until you like it. Maybe a little darker behind the ear. So we have to do, her face. Let me take the next shade of pink. And oops. Oh, yes. We love our Prismas. Ah, ah, um, yeah, you're welcome. All right, so let's see if that hold up there. So I'm just going to do a little bit of shading on her. She's got some double chins, a little darker in the ear, maybe a little around her face there. I'm not going to go too much. I want to keep her nice and, light. And then go in there with some white and blend. Can't even see the pupil or none of the color in her eye or anything like that. Just so you can kind of get an idea. So, and again, we started right here with the red on the blanket and with some green lines to make it look like a nice plaid. And, if it's hard for you to get in some of those places with a pencil, use a gel pen or a marker to get in there. I've just got a nice sharp point, so I'm just kind of getting in there on the plaid with the green. Go back in here with the red. I'm kind of trying to give it a plaid look. So you'll have lighter and darker squares or whatever. And I can go in there with the darker. Okay, that's broken. Hang on, let me sharpen again. So anyway, guys, I think we'll pretty much stop for this on this one. And I won't do any more on it till the next time we do a color book page. Hang on, let's sharpen again. Till we do another color book page. And we'll continue on this page. So I'm just adding like a purple, because going the purple over the red's making it just look like a dark red. Give it a little bit more shadow in certain areas. I'll go back over it with the red again. And blend that out. So any questions or anything, guys? Hope y'all enjoyed this. And I hope you enjoyed the other two shows today, too. Doing the faux leather journal and looking at some old ATCs. Some of my old collection from early 2000s, 4, 5. Well, there's a couple in there from y'all that were 11. 10, 11. Because I got to go eat. A little bit darker right there. Miko goes, I must have fallen asleep where those flowers come from. I put them on there, Miko. I put them on there with a marker and a Posca pen. Good one, Miko. Miko goes, oh, I must have fallen asleep where those flowers come from. Yeah, we put them. I was trying to show that just because a fabric is a solid doesn't mean you can't go in there. Well, just like this plaid here. Let me get a green. I'll show you. Good one, Miko. Oh my God. Let's get a dark green, like an olive green here. Let's see. Let's see if this one, let me test that out. Okay. So, like, you can even make more plaid. Oh, sorry, I bumped it. I mean, like, you can go in here and let's just put a couple extra little couple of thin. That's so funny. Let's put a couple little thin ones in there going across so you can make even more plaid. You see? Ah, that's too good. Let's put another one there, another one there. So, like, it's not enough plaid for you. You can plaid it up, right? Anyway, so that's where the flowers came from, Ego. All right, guys. Well, I think let me let me back out and refocus on you're weird and I like you. Oh, good grief. So you can see how, by my hands, how small everything was in the picture. And this is all we got done so far, except for the washes. So we'll we'll continue on. You're welcome. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody being here and everybody that watches the recording on YouTube as well. Thanks everybody for being here. You're welcome. I'll be uploading them to YouTube. So if you missed anything, any of the parts, they'll be up there within the hour. All right, guys. Thanks. See you soon. Miko. Bye.